Well, some sickle cell patients in Northeast Louisiana are having challenges receiving the proper treatment. So Jasmine Bingham spoke to a local organization on what can be done to help.
For some people, living with sickle cell anemia can cause pain and even exhaustion when facing a health crisis. That's why I spoke to the director of the Northeast Louisiana Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation about what some people have been experiencing. The director of Northeast Louisiana Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation, Donna Thaxton, says they serve around 12 parishes and some patients have been having difficulty receiving the medication needed during sudden health crisis. She says some patients travel as far as Shreveport to receive treatment only to face extended wait times and be misprescribed.
I get the calls, early in the morning where they're crying and they're upset over, something that's going on in the ER.
She says their team of medical physicians and staff are serving 12 parishes through counseling, transportation, and advocacy services.
With Medic Alert, where it will help us to try to get our clients to navigate through the ER more easily. This bracelet will have a QR code on it, and it will tell the doctor what type of medication they're on, what type of treatment they're receiving, and therefore, we're really trying to make it easier for our clients.
Donna says they are working with local hospitals to make emergency room visits more efficient for sickle cell patients. In Monroe, Jasmine Bingham, KNOE 8 News.